There would have always been makeup in the house when I was growing up, so my mom would have always worn makeup. I remember the smell really distinctly, and still when you get really old-fashioned makeup, it still has that smell that kind of brings you straight back to sitting on your mum's bed watching her do her makeup for her night out with the girls. And when I got to about 16, I would have developed quite bad acne, which was pretty terrible and gives your confidence a bit of a knock, especially when you're at that age. It's a difficult age. So I guess getting into makeup then was more of a necessity than a pleasure at that point. So it was more kind of, how do I make myself look less rotten on a daily basis? And then I kind of discovered that I had a knack for it, I guess, when I got near the end of school, so when I was about 18. From there, it just kind of grew legs. So I guess I was kind of late to the game in terms of wanting to be a makeup artist. I would have been about 20 when I really realised that that's what I wanted to do. So maybe not a vocation from a young age, but yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it. So in the beginning I would have started out doing a lot of those shoots, which would have been trade for print, so they were all working for free. Everyone trying to kind of make their own way, whether it be a photographer or a model or a makeup artist. So you learn over time to kind of stick with the people who are good and who complement your work. I would have been very lucky to link in with a really good team quite early on in my career. I guess we were pretty lucky in that we were quite a young and inexperienced team, and we got some pretty hefty publications under us pretty quickly. I guess at the beginning of this year, things all started happening very quickly for me. I was in a competition over the summer, which was the NYX Face Awards. I entered for the laugh, really. I didn't ever think anything would come of it. Ultimately ended up getting to the top 5 and staying with L'Oreal in London for 2 weeks to do the final. So that was really, I suppose, the highlight of the career so far. Because I've always worked freelance and because I don't have any training, that was kind of the concrete evidence that I needed for myself, even to just give myself that reassurance that I'm in the right field and doing what I should be doing. Being a makeup artist in Ireland is without doubt extremely challenging. It's a very competitive industry. It's really hard to keep on top of things. There's no unions in Ireland for makeup artists, so there's no regulation on pricing, which means that someone can pretty severely undercut you and essentially ruin your business. There's so many misconceptions about makeup and makeup artists, and another one that really annoys me is that everyone just assumes makeup artists are really thick. It's like, oh, she's only a makeup artist, she must be stupid. I mean, it's not just you show up, you throw a bit of lipstick on someone and you go home. Like, it's a career, it's a business. And people really don't seem to understand that. For me, it's all about the art of it. It's all about the creativity of it, like that it's an outlet. I mean, obviously I've built an entire career on makeup, so I love it. Back years ago, I would have been lost without my makeup. I was horribly insecure because, again, I mentioned my acne was just horrific. So if I hadn't had that, I think I wouldn't have been anywhere near as strong of a person as I am now, definitely, for sure.
As a kid, I was really creative. I always liked art sets. I always liked painting. I always used to watch Art Attack, things like that. It'd be just something I'd be really into. I was never really into anything else. I always felt different in skill. There was a lot of people that didn't like me, or I used to get bullied in skill and stuff like that, and it was just, I don't know, it just made me feel run down sometimes, and I think arty stuff was kind of like a getaway from it. Then when it came to 5th year, I came out. It was a big kind of step. I was like, I don't really care what people think of me anymore. I'm getting slagged constantly, every day. I was like, if they're going to slag me every day, at least if I do come out, what are they going to slag me about? And then I actually kind of noticed that I kind of stopped. And I was like, this is weird. Is this all I had to do for bullying to stop? And suddenly I just was telling everyone. I was actually proud to be gay, you know what I mean? That was kind of holding me back in a sense, because I was like, I can't express who I really am. Makeup is a very feminine thing. And so I thought it would have been better to come out and then find a love for something I do, whether it was arts and crafts, was it makeup, hairdressing. I was at home one time and I was just practicing kind of Halloween looks. And I just kind of found something real interesting about it. I really enjoy doing it. So as I was practicing makeup at home then, I was like, I think I should go to college one day, I was looking up courses. So I was kind of deciding which would be best for me. And I went and looked at Vanity X and Swords. So I applied for that course. It was the full-time course, so it covered fashion, theatre and media makeup. I went for the interview and she rang me 2 days later saying I got it. I really started to enjoy it from day one, just kind of introducing us to everything. Simple things, I could start off with simple things, which I liked, because as a guy, I never knew anything about makeup. A woman would know daily things. Even if you're not a big wearer of makeup, you'd still know how to put a mascara, fill in your brows, do things like that. I wouldn't have a clue. Like that. Then we moved into theatrical makeup, special effects, so I kind of felt a little bit more comfortable in what I was doing because I practiced at home. So that's where I could really show my skills. So I applied for a couple of jobs and I said I want to go full time. So I seen the opportunity that came up for Urban Decay and I said I'll apply for it. I love Urban Decay. It's just beauty with an edge. It kind of has a different kind of take to makeup, which would be more for me because I'm more creative. So I started there just 2 months ago and I'm loving it. When I started college, I started doing little bits. The girls were like, you should do your brows or you should do little bits, and I never ever wanted to wear foundation. I don't know why. It was just maybe I don't want other people to judge me because I've always felt judged for the whole of my life, especially in school. And I've just decided in the past couple of years I just cared less and less what people think, and I just do what I want now. Like, it does really give me more confidence.
I guess the first thing to say is that makeup really does mean a lot to me. I'm not an artist, I'm not a professional, but it has real meaning and power in my life, and that's something I really appreciate. My first memory of makeup is, I think it was Christmas when I was 11. My aunt gave me a present of this little toy wheelie suitcase thing that was filled with play makeup for kids. I was absolutely thrilled to get it. I felt like some cross between a makeup artist and an air hostess, and that was amazing. And then I think I started getting more into makeup when I was, I guess, in my early teens, first or second year in school. Eyebrows, that was a huge thing to discover. I remember being really self-conscious about the way they looked when I was in primary school, I guess. One day, 5 minutes before school, I tried to shave them off. And I remember doing it. I remember looking at myself in the bathroom mirror with a razor in my hand, and then just this awful sinking feeling when I realised I'd made a mistake. And I started noticing when I came home from school that there was patches missing out of my eye makeup, and it would be smudged all over the place, and absolutely mortified that I'd been going around school like that for the whole day. I eventually figured out that I had no hairs on my face, and I wasn't sure how this was happening. I thought I was sick or something and my hair was falling out. Trichotillomania is a compulsive disorder where one pulls out their own hair. It's not really known what causes it. A lot of people who have it also have anxiety and OCD, so it's thought the two are linked. Once I'd learned what trichotillomania was, I started doing more research myself, and I swear the Facebook group for trichotillomania is a lifesaver. People talking about it in real frank terms makes such a big difference. Makes you feel like you're not so weird. I learned how to do my eyebrows so that they looked like regular people eyebrows, and not just regular people eyebrows, pretty damn good eyebrows. And that made me feel amazing, because I get compliments on my eyebrows fairly frequently, and I almost love telling people that there's no hair underneath, because I feel I've created these eyebrows from nothing. Envy me. My mad skills. Makeup for me isn't just a way to hide my disorder. It's a way for me to feel great about myself. Because it's not I'm just covering up what I have. I'm creating something that I'm proud of. Something that I'm proud to walk out of the house and say, yeah, I did this. This is me. My skills. And that's great.